Hi everyone, welcome to Last Minute Coders. My name is Vinay. In last tutorial, we learned to connect different data sources to our Canvas app. Okay, and what all data sources we connected? So we connected Excel, SharePoint, and Dataverse to our Canvas app. And we also learned to save data from our Canvas app to these data sources. And where do we save our data? So we saved our data to a SharePoint list. So this is what we learned. Let me quickly recap. Okay, so let me quickly fill this form with some data. Let's say Pankaj, last name Kumar, here email pk@hotmail.com, like something like this email. Let me select some date. Okay, and this hours are auto calculating based on the date we selected. This is also what we learned. And if I click on submit, so see, so this data was being saved in the SharePoint list. Let me refresh up here. Let's see. So see, details of Pankaj is now here. Okay, so this is what we learned yesterday. So if you haven't watched this video, so you can just click on the information button on the top right corner, or the link is in the description as well. So from anywhere you can watch this video. In today's, what we are going to do, so if you remember in tutorial number 4, we built this kind of form as well, like customer order form. So if you haven't watched like that tutorial, don't jump into this, because this is the extension of that only. Okay, so we build this form, right, where we have like billing information, shipping information, parts information. Okay, in that what happened is, like in part information, we built all of these controls, like these are what static controls. Like if I click on add, nothing happens, right? So these was static. At that time I was just teaching you the UI, so I didn't like taught you the functionality, how this add will work and a new row will appear. So this is what we haven't learned. And here, see, in this next I'll show you how we can implement this. So see here, like this is dynamic. If I click on add, so it will just add one more row. Okay, so how I build this, so this is what we are going to learn today, and we are going to save all this data to our SharePoint library. Okay, to our SharePoint library we are going to save this data. So let's start our today's video. One more thing before starting this video, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon too, so you don't miss any upcoming notifications on the upcoming tutorials. So let me first delete this part. Okay, whatever code I have written inside that, let me delete it. Okay, so till here I think first two part you all have built, and this you have built, right? So you can delete the things like up here, whatever controls we have built that day, you can delete. And before deleting, you can just select all of these like this. Okay, select all these controls and firstly move them like this. Otherwise what will happen, you will see like some issues. Okay, otherwise you will see some error if you don't do that, because like those are dynamically connected with one another. Okay, so before deleting them, just do this. Once like you delete this, you have like let me zoom this a bit. So you will have this area blank. In this area, what we will do, we will use a gallery. Okay, so in one of my comment also I received like how we can utilize like parts gallery. Okay, so let's learn that. For this part, what I'll need a gallery. Okay, so see up here, I click on this. So this is the part container. In this part container, click on this insert on the top, go to this go to layout and select this blank flexible height gallery. Once you select this, like this kind of gallery you are going to see, let me resize it a bit. Okay, I resized it. Inside it we will use one collection. Okay, so we learned about collection, right? And if you if you have seen my like last to last tutorial, so there we learned about collections as well. So let's create a collection now. Where do we will create this collection? So go to your app, okay, click on this app. If you see up here, I don't know if you are able to see, but see up here we have this app, right? Then you need to click on this, and here it should be on start. Okay, you have to select on start property. Okay, inside on start, like, then here we will write our function. So this is what power function, where we write our functions. Okay, I hope I'm clear. So let's select on start. Okay, here see, like, this is where we will write our formula. So I told you, right, how we create collection. So there are two ways to create collection. One formula is collect, another is ClearCollect. So on start we will use ClearCollect. Okay, so let me say ClearCollect, collection, parts, information. Okay, so we created this collection, and what this contains? This contains items. So what all items I wanted to enter inside it? So I'll say first column will be part name, then do something like this. Second column will be description, do this. Third column will be unit price. Unit price is going to be number column, so I'll say 0. And my last column is quantity. Even though I have that total, I'll not make a column of total. I'll calculate total dynamically. Okay, so we created like these 4 columns inside this collection. Okay, if you see the schema of this collection, let me select this and let us see that if we are able to see the schema. Okay, currently we are not. Once like this is done, see on this app we have these 3 dots, right? Just click on these 3 dots, click run on start. Okay, so on start property, we have written this code, right? If we say run on start, see what will happen. You have done. Now I'll double click on this collection and see it created this schema and 1 row of data for us. It is saying description, part name, quantity, and unit price. Okay, well and good. So here we have our this thing collection, right? Sorry, gallery, right? So this gallery we will connect to this collection. Okay, so for data source, if you see up here, let me again like show you like this. So we have our gallery here. Okay, so this is our gallery. This is its, what are these are its property. Okay, property section. So inside its property, see up here we have data sources, right? So in your data sources you need to select that data source, that collection that we just made. Okay, so we will use that. So let me select our data source, this collection, parts, information. Okay, as soon as I select it, since it is a blank flexible height gallery, I am seeing nothing up here. So how I will see the elements? Just click your gallery up here. If you see, your gallery is in here. Okay, inside this part container, and you have your gallery here. So just what you need to do, just click this gallery and you will see this editable icon. Just click on this editable icon, then go to insert and use this text input. Okay, note, use this text input. Okay, so once you have this text input, let me click outside. So see this, I have this text input, right? Okay, well and good. Let me align it manually. I'll align this manually. Okay, and for its default, if you see its default property, by default it contains text input. I'll say show nothing for now. Okay, part name is formatting, it will be of type text, don't change it. Hint text we will not give. Okay, font, everything is fine, everything is okay. Just we will change the styling. For border, use this gray color. Okay, so that it will look similar to like this. Okay, and one more thing we need to do, see if we play the app and if we hover over this, see this will look ugly. It should be like this. So either what you can do now, instead of like creating this from beginning, like I could simply just copy this and pasted it here, but I know some of you might have skipped here, so I'm just doing it again. Okay, so for hover I'll say just keep it as transparent only. For this hover color, it's like its border, it shouldn't be like that bluish color. See, like I'm getting this bluish color, right, if I hover over it. So maybe I'll do a little lighter one, okay, so that I could distinguish a little. Okay, so see, this time, see, now it is fine, right? If we click on it, it is fine. Okay, so this is, once like this is done, just copy it 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, and I'll just move them here. One more time I need to copy this. Okay, so I copied 4 times. This part name is what? If I just show you, let me play the app and let me show you what was like in the original form. It is a drop down. Okay, so I needed a drop down. Alright, since I need a drop down, I'll select this. Because I've already designed this, I'll just copy this. Okay, and I'll go to my screen. I'll scroll down and here see part information. I'll select this gallery. Again, you need to click up here and you need to click on this edit and then paste it. Okay, once I'll paste it, I'll see that, okay, see, I'll see that combo box up here. So I'm seeing that combo box as well. So once like this is done, what you need to do, just click up here on the description, go to its default, say here, see, I selected, let me just show you, I clicked on this default up here, and then we have to write code up here. Okay, initially like we have double quote, so what it is expecting some text. Okay, it is expecting some text and we are utilizing this default property. Okay, so let's write code like this item dot description. Okay, description. Okay, so this is done. Same thing for like this, go to its default, say just remove this and say you have to delete this. Okay, then say this item dot unit price. Okay, for quantity I'll say this item dot quantity. Okay, wait, by default I selected outside. Okay, so this is done. For total, what I'll say, what is the name of this? Text input 4_1. I'll just copy the name of it, and what I'll do, I'll use value function to convert text to a number. We use value function. Okay, this already I've explained in previous videos. Okay, and we will just multiply this by quantity, by this control. Okay, this text box. So we are just multiplying these two. Okay, unit price into quantity is like what total is. Okay, so this is done. Okay, see, and just match the color as well. If you see the color up here, right, what is the color up here? So this is like green color, right? Again, let me click up here, and what is the color up here? There is some other color, right? So just what you need to do, just map this color. Okay, just map this color up here. Again, see, right, with green you see up here. So in this way, like, you will never mess with formulas. Okay, so these two things are done. Let me play the app, and what I'll do, I'll say unit price 5, quantity 4. So see, 20, if unit price is 500. So see, now we made this dynamic, right? And we don't need to make this editable, this total. It should be by default like this. Okay, and what we can do is just select this. if you needed a pound or whatever sign, like dollar sign before this, so what you will need to do here, see, just use like double quotes, then ampersand sign, inside double quotes use this dollar sign. Okay, and you can give a space like this. Okay, and after it also, if you want, like you can say ampersand, and you can do something like this. Okay, and just wait. Now see fine, right? And now what we will do, we will make this, instead of editable, go to its display mode property. Okay, let me show you like where that display mode properties. If you see up here, so here, see this display mode. Okay, so we have this display mode property, and currently it is editable. We will make this as view. Okay, so let's change it to view. Once I change it to view, you will see that border will automatically disappear for this, and see, fine, right? Okay, now before moving further, let me align this based on my previous things. So what I'll say for this gallery, see, I've selected this gallery. I'll go to its X property. I'll say X should be 0 and its Y should be for now let us keep 130. I'll change it later on. For its width, I'll say parent.width. Okay, okay, let me align its Y as well. Let me select this label. Let me copy the name of this label, and let me select this gallery. I'll go to its Y. Okay, again, we have already learned about these. Okay, so I think now you are able to understand these code. Okay, so wherever this label will end, this gallery will start from there. Its width is parent.width. Okay, so well and good. Now to align this, like if you see this combo box, I need to align with this label, so I'll just copy the name of this label. I'll select my this thing. Okay, I'll select my this combo box inside, which is inside gallery. I'll go to its X property. So whatever the name of this label, right? Whatever the name of this label, I'll just copy the name. See on this property above this, I'll copy the name. I'll go to its, I'll select this combo box. I'll go to its X property. I'll say label.6.x. Okay, now see, and I'll make its width as its like as that label's width. So we just have to do like this. Okay, done. In this way we can align all of these. Let's align this total first. Let's copy the name of this label. I'll select this one. I'll go to its X property. I'll make it dynamic. Okay, see, so this is how you can make these things dynamic. Now I'll copy the name of this label, go up here. Okay, try to do it yourself. Okay, anyways, I could just skip this part, but I don't want to, because the main thing is like to teach you guys. Okay, so that you will have no confusion later on. Okay, where is that? Okay, wait, X should be this, what I'm doing. Okay, so X and width should be this. Just remove this plus from here. Okay, so yeah, now for this unit price, let me copy the name of this label. I'll select this control and go up here, do okay, X. Okay, and for its width, I'll say dot width. Okay, cool, right? And at last we have the description. Let me copy this. Since I'll tell you, like, description is like not a single line column. Description can be multi-line, right? So we will make this text box as multi-line as well. Okay, let me first align this and then we will make this multi-line. Okay, so these things are done. Let me wait. Okay, now see, if you see up here, there is like, I don't know if you are able to see, but in this description it is clearly visible, like it is starting a little bit from like this side. Why is that? Just select your gallery, and by default there is this template padding of 5. Just make it as 0. Okay, once you turn this as 0, so wherever your description is starting, your text box will start from there only. Okay, so just do that. Now let me select all of these controls which are inside this gallery, and I'll say start from like second position. Okay, so now they will start from second position. I'll make them semi bold as well, little bolder I need. Okay, so these things are done. Okay, I told you like this, like description, this item dot description, for unit price I said this item dot, but how about this? Like how should I do for this? If I go to its data source, so currently it has like this kind of data source. Let me give some like custom data source. Let me make an array. So how do we make an array? So to make an array, we use this square bracket, inside a square bracket, and use double quotes, and let's say some part like RAM. Okay, SSD, processor. Okay, and what all thing, like maybe monitor. Just I gave some random names, right? Now see, and use this comma. See this code, I used a comma, then double quotes monitor, like this. So now you see this value up here. So by default, like this value parameter is created for us, and inside this value we have RAM, SSD, processor, monitor. Let me play this, and let me now, if I click on this drop down, see, I'm seeing this, right? All right, cool. So this thing is done. Now I told you like okay, now we have written this item up here, right? For this item dot description, but for this part information, where do we write like that? So just click on your items. We have that default selected item. Okay, see those default selected items. So see, since it is items S, okay, so by default it is S. So if you write something like this item dot, and we have this part name, right? Let me try to give part name. I think it will give error. It is saying that it requires, like, it is just providing it a text, and it requires what? It requires an array. Okay, maybe a list. So we will just encode it inside this square bracket. Okay, see this, now the error is gone. Now for this, see, I selected this combo box. By default, allow searching is off, allow multiple select is off. You can keep this on, allow searching, you can keep this on. Okay, up to you. So these things are done. For description, I told you, right, we need to make this like multi select. So how we can do that? See, I selected this description control. Okay, once you select this description control, then here, see, this description, here we have this mode, right? Mode property, it is single line. You have to make this as multi line. Okay, so how we will do that? Let me again select this. Let me click up here, and we will make it multi-line. Okay, once you make this multi-line, let me increase its height as well. Let me increase its height to 150. Okay, now see, its height is increased. Okay, 150 is way too much. Let me make it as like 100 instead of 150. Okay, 100 is fine. And if you want like let us say, if I type something on this, let me type something. So see, we are seeing this, by default we are seeing this scroll up here, so it is fine. Okay, so this thing is fine. Now to make see we have this gallery, right? So this gallery has some property, like it has its template size. So what is this template size? So if I increase the size of my gallery, okay, since like this this collection only contain one item, let me add one more item to it on press of this button. So how we can do that? I'll go click on this add button and see add button on select property. What we will need to write now, again we will write the same code that we have written. See, if I go to app on start, we have written this code, right? Just copy the same code. Okay, just copy the same code. Now click on this add control, just paste it up here, but this time we will not clear. Okay, we will just collect so that it will not delete my previous row. Okay, now see, if I play the app, if I click on add, see, cool, right? Isn't it cool? Like I can give it here, this is my SSD. I'll say unit price this. I can select RAM, and okay, so we can make this dynamic. I can even make, if we select SSD, I can make this unit prices dynamic as well. Okay, so what if SSD, then price should be 500. If RAM, then price should be 2000. I can make something like that. If I click on add, see, I'm seeing another row of data, this third row. Let me select processor this time. Okay, if I click on add, see, I'm seeing on another row. So isn't it cool, right? This is so cool. We made this dynamic, right? Now if we want to delete something, yeah, again we can do that. Deleting is again very easy. We have remove function in our Canvas app to delete it. Let me just copy this, paste it. Okay, so I just copy pasted this button. Let me say delete. Okay, so it will delete all of these. Okay, now we will write a remove code. So how we will remove, like, see, let me just show you. So in last row, let me select monitor, let me give some random description, let me give some price, okay, quantity. Okay, this is done. So I need to remove this last one. So how will I remove this? Okay, when I press on delete, only this should get removed. Okay, how will I do that? So I'll go to my delete button. Okay, already like this code is written up there. Let me here, like, we will need this code. Okay, we will sorry, we don't need this code, just remove this code. Okay, every code should be removed. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so for delete, what function we will use remove function. Okay, remove. So what all parameters remove required? So remove first require the name of the collection. So the name of the collection is this, cool parts information, and to delete its last row. Okay, how we will delete its last row? So let us see, we will use that lookup. Okay, we will use lookup function. So lookup, what lookup will do? Lookup will look into this. Okay, look into this collection, and it will search for the last row. Okay, so how we will search the last row? I don't think we have the ID column up here. It would be like better if we would have created that ID column. Okay, so since we didn't have the ID, a unique column we require for that. Okay, to remove a row. So for that, what we will need to do, just go to this add. Okay, here, right after this thing, just have one ID column as well. For now, let's make it as 0. Okay, I'll say copy, go to app. Okay, app on start, also just add this thing, or maybe make ID as, like, initially it should be 1, it should start from 1. Okay, then we will increment the ID as we progress. Okay, so that we can do here, right? The ID should be like whatever my previous ID is, just add on it. How we will do that. Either you can use with function. I haven't, like, with function will be a little bit advanced. Let's use that global variable set. We will say where, instead of set, use like update context, update. We will use context variable, right? Update context, and the syntax of this is like this. I'll say where ID, okay, and I'll say I'll use this last function, okay. So last will require a data source, last of col parts information dot ID. So whatever my last ID is, I'll save that last ID up here, okay, and then I'll add 1 to it, okay. So here, instead of now 0, I'll use where ID, okay, done, right? Let us see that it does contain error because I haven't provided semicolon up here. Now this code is fine. Okay, just see this code again. I'll just format it for you. Okay, let's wait. I think it is like formatted, I believe. Okay, so see this. Firstly, we are saving inside this where ID. What we are saving the last ID, and then we are adding 1 to it, to that last ID, okay. Then here we are just like whatever, like previously it was 1, then it will contain 2, so next time it is 2, okay. So see how it will work. Let me click up here, run app on start, so that everything will remove, okay. See this up here, okay. So when I'll click on add 4 item I have added, right? Now see up here, if I go up here, I'll double click on my collection and ID column. See the ID column 1 2 3 4. By default it is incrementing, right? Properly it is incrementing. Alright, so fine. Now in delete we will use this ID column, okay. So I'll say lookup, and it will ask me lookup what. I'll say lookup that ID, where my ID is. Again use this last function, okay. And for data source we will use this collection parts only dot ID, okay. So let me format this for you so that you will be able to understand. So what lookup does is it will look into this data source and it will see the last ID. See the last one is 4, right? This 4 will come dynamically, okay. And remove will just remove this whole row, the last row. So see up here, if I will run it this time, let me show you. Let me select like different SSD. The second one will be like processor, the third one is monitor, and the fourth one is RAM. See, if I click on delete, the RAM one will be deleted. See, it deleted, right? SSD, processor. See, now if I click on delete, monitor will be deleted. This everything is deleted, okay. If I click on add, see, again with add we can add, with delete we can delete, okay. So isn't it like really cool? Okay. Now what you can do, like if like we have one item up here, so this delete button should get disabled. You can do so many things, like so many things you can do. How we can disable this button, okay. So just select this button. See, we have this display mode property, right? So display mode by default I have like edit, view, and this disabled with it. So I'll click on this disable mode. See here, disable mode is selected, and this is the formula screen for it. So you can write code like if, you can say if, let me do something like this. I'll say if what, if this gallery, what's the name of that gallery? The name of my gallery is gallery 3. if my gallery, or maybe don't use gallery, you can simply use collection col parts. Okay, I'll say if this thing, if my I'll count the rows. I'll count the rows in col part. Okay, count rows in the col parts, and if I'll say if they are greater than 1, then edit is fine. Okay, then edit is fine. But if like, if this thing is false, like now, like maybe if it is equal to 1, what I'll say, just disable this button. Okay, I'll say disabled. Okay, so I'll use this property disabled, disable mode dot disabled. So simple, right? I don't know if you are able to understand, but let me again try to explain. See, if this is greater than 1, count rows, what count rows does it, whatever we have, like, see, if I double click up here, so currently since we have like 1 row, see, since 1 row, like this is disabled, right? I am unable to click. But see, as soon as I added, now the count is 2. See, this enabled. Let me add this. See, it is, till now it worked, but see, as soon as like one element like this delete button is now disabled. Okay, see, so the code inside, like if you see in display mode code, I have written that only, like if it is greater than 1, then you just edit. Okay, keep this button in its edit mode. But as soon as it is equal to 1 or less than 0, or anyways, it will not go till 0. It will just go till like 1. If it is equal to 1, just make this button disabled. Okay, so this is what this code will do. So this is also fine. Let me copy the name of this button 4. Let me align this button based on my previous button. Button 4 dot x plus button 4 dot, what is happening, dude? Let me type like this, button 4 dot x plus button. Okay, cool, right? Width, and I'll just add 20 so that there will be some space between them. So fine, for its y, wherever my button 4 is starting, start from there only. Okay, so done, right? Properly aligned, looking good as well. Okay, let me again play it. Let me select SSD, add. So see, working just fine. Click on delete. See, button is disabled. Okay, so we have built this. Okay, now for its height, either you can keep its height like maybe 200. Okay, it's totally up to you, but if you keep its height 200, see, it is overlapping these buttons, and if you will play your app, like you will not be able to click. Okay, so just think of that. So we need to align these buttons as well. See, I'll select this button. Okay, one button is this, other button is this. Okay, their y, what I'll say, for their both of their y's, I'll say wherever my gallery 3 is ending, right? Just start, after that I'll add 20 to it. Okay, so wherever this gallery ends, this will start from there. Okay, now whatever the x of this, let me copy the x of it. I'll give x of this, the same x I'll give. I think we have one subtotal as well. I don't know if it, where is that subtotal? Let me find that. Okay, so see, subtotal just hidden. I'll go to its y property. Firstly, let me make these dynamic. Okay, so since like we moved them manually, right, their dynamic property is now ended. So let me copy the name of it. Let me align this total first. For its y, I think it is properly aligned with this only. Okay, so this is really good. And this, you see up here, this thing should align with this. So I'll copy the name of this label. I'll go up here, let me align it. Okay, so done, right? This is done. This, I'll copy the name of this label. I'll align this with this label. Okay, okay, these two are done, right? Now we have one that hidden. See, this label is hidden, right? So how we will fix that? Before that, we have this button, right? So I'll say button 4 dot y plus button 4 dot height. Okay, and you can either add 20 to it. So now this is fine. Below it we have this, where is that label? Okay, we have this label. Let me make this label dynamic as well. How I will do that? So again, let me copy the name of this label, go to this label below it. I'll make its y dynamic. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, and we will just need to add 20 to it so that there will be some spacing. Okay, so done. Now we just need to align this based on this label. Let me copy the name of this label. Let me select this. Let me select y. I'll say dot y. Done, right? And let me align like 1 2 3 based on this. Okay, so I'll copy the name of this total label and I'll select all these. See, their x is not dynamic now. I'll click on their x, will make their x dynamic as well. Okay, so this thing is done. Now let us make like the subtotal should be the total, whatever total we are doing up here, right? It should be the total of that. So let me just show you. Let's say SSD is like 500, quantity is 4. Let me add RAM is rupees 2000, the quantity is 2. Okay, so the subtotal should be 6000 based on this. So how we will do it? Let me select this one. Okay, so we are on this, go to its default. By default, like manually I provided this, so till here it is fine. And here I'll write ampersand. I'll use the sum function. Sum of what? That gallery 3 dot all items, I'll say. Okay, and then comma, which column I will need to do the sum. So I'll use this quantity. Okay, multiply by I don't think I can do that. Okay, so I'll click on this, I'll go to its default. We have this thing, right? Let me try to copy this. Okay, I'll paste this here. Let's see if it works or not. Okay, working, right? Once like this is done, what I'll do is I'll again use the same styling. Now see, we made this dynamic, right? Let me add like processor. It's processors since like expensive. Quantity 1. Okay, so see up here, so the sum is auto calculating. Okay, now to calculate the tax again, like this will be pretty simple. To how do we, just a simple formula. It is like tax is 9.25 of like this. So let me copy the name of this instead of, okay, if I try to copy this by adding like these two things we are making. Let me just remove these two. Anyways, we can do it. Okay, let's not remove it, otherwise some of you will get angry. Here, right? We are here, right? So we need to make this dynamic. First, I'll just copy the name of this text input. What we will need to do now, okay, see this, we have this dollar sign, and then there's a space. After this space, our number is starting, and our number is still like this, a slash sign, right? So we will need to do substring. Okay, so let me just first show you how substring works. So we will use mid function. So we have three functions: left, mid, and right. I think left, mid, and right. So firstly, we just need to provide the text. Let me provide it the text. It will say from where to start. Let me give a start after this is space. Okay, and then at last it will say the number of character. If I say let's say 6. Okay, for now. Okay, what has happened? See, I have written the code in its X property. That is why let me press Ctrl Z. Okay, let me scroll this up. Let me select its default property. See, now I'm on correct. Let me remove this. Okay, again we need to use mid function. Here, say mid. I'll say first thing, mid will ask the text, then where do you want it to start. See, I don't think this will work. I think this also require the number. Okay, so let's say start from third position and do 6. If I do something like this, maybe instead of 6, 5. Okay, so this is very static. The number can, this thing, see what is happening, it is starting from the third position. So I'll just play the app first. So see this, if you see first position, second is space, okay, and the third number is starting from third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see this. So we need to start from here and we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what that formula is also doing. Here, see, firstly we have that source text as this. Okay, then we're starting from third position, and then we are just the number of characters we need, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how we can make this thing dynamic? 3 is anyways fine. Okay, it will always start from 3 only. The number will start from 3. Reason, because we have that dollar sign in that space, okay, in the first position, and then the number is starting. So 3 is fine. We need to make this dynamic. So we have to use the find function. Okay, so what we need to find, find function will ask me what you need to find first. So I'll need to find this sign. Okay, and then the next parameter will be within which text you wanted to find this thing. So I'll say within this above text only. Okay, so within this text just find this. So it will just tell me the position of this thing. Okay, firstly it will just find and tell me the position of this thing. Okay, I hope I am making sense. So see, it gave 8, right? Why it here, see, I don't know if you are able to see. Let me use something like this. So see up here, 8, this find 8. Okay, this is the code of find. Okay, so this is what it is giving, 8. Why 8? If I just use this dollar sign, then we have that space, then 3, 1, 0, 0, 0. So count the spacing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is at 8th position. So that is why we are saying 8. Now how do we get that 6? Okay, so from this, what we need to subtract? From this we need to subtract these two spaces, right? so we need to subtract 2. So how we will do that? We will just simply subtract this. We will use the same function find, and wherever we will find the space, just subtract it from there. Okay, I'll just show you first and then you will understand. Let me copy the find code. Okay, I'll subtract wherever there is a space, just subtract it from there. So let me select this whole thing. Now we are getting the 6. Okay. What the heck? Why I'm not seeing the number? There is okay. This thing is fine, but we need to add 1, right? You need to add 1 also. Here now this will contain, dude, not add 1, just subtract 1. See, now it is containing proper number. Okay, it is containing that number, right? Everything is fine, we are seeing. So see, like that is why like I was thinking of just removing this $, but even though this is a little advanced, I told you how, I just explained you how we can do that. Let me re-explain this. So we have this met function. I'll just remove the styling. Styling will just create confusion otherwise. Let me do manual styling. Okay, like this is the first parameter, this is second parameter, and the third parameter is the most important one. Okay, so see, what does first parameter do? It is asking you like the text. Okay, so if I click on this, so here see this text. So this is our main text. From our main text, where do you want to start? Okay, so we want to start from third position. Okay, you will better understand like this. If I have something like this, here we have a space and then 3 1 0 0 0, then like this. Okay, so it says to start from position number 3. So it is starting from here. Position is like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so it is starting from 3. Now till where you wanted to go? So we wanted to go till here: 1 2 3 4, and this count 5. So 5 positions. So how we will get this 5 in a dynamic way? So firstly we will need to find the position of this. Okay, so the position of this is what? 8. Okay, this is good. 8 is good. Now from this 8 we will subtract these 2. Okay, so wherever you will find this space, so 8 and then 2. 8 minus 2 is what? 6. And how many? What we need? 5, right? So we will just subtract it 1 from here. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Let me take an example of something like this: 100. So where my this thing is 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 out of 5 I'll subtract these 2. What I'll get? 3. Sorry, not 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. I'll subtract 1 from this 4, so I'll get this 3. So these 3, always it will start from this third position, then 1 2 3. Okay, like this it will work. Let us run this once. Let me again show you. Here I'll say, okay, I'll increase here. See, I did 500, and here see this total tax. Fine, right? Whatever number, even if our this thing is 0, so 6,000. If I do like very big number also, this will always work. So that is how you make things dynamic. Okay, for now let us keep it like this. So since we got this, okay, by using like this really big formula, let me remove the styling. Okay, let us keep this whole thing in one line. And now what I'll do, I'll say make this number first, whatever, like this thing. To make number we have to use this value function, right? Okay, value is done. Okay, we made it value. So in text there is no issue. Now what we need to multiply? We need to multiply 9.25%. So I hope you know percentage, right? 9.25% is what? 9.25 divided by 100. Okay, then if I do like divide it, so it will be like this. Okay, 0.925. I need to multiply this by 0.925. Okay, so I'll do that. So this thing is done. I'll just multiply it by 0.0925. Okay, so see, made the stacks column, right? And what we will do, we will just concatenate our $sign. Okay, we will use a space. Styling, we will just keep the same as styling. Okay, whatever we are doing, we will do it professionally. Okay, so see this. Come on, dude. I don't know what the problem with this. Okay, formatting is number. Let's change it to text. I don't know why. That is why, like previously, we were not seeing the text. It was like formatted to number. And what about you? You are fine. You are text. You are text. Okay. So see this. We made this dynamic, right? Now, like this thing is like it's again what you need to do the same thing we did, like this thing, right? Again we will use the same code till here. Copy this. For this I'll go to its default. Firstly, we were using like this, right? For to calculate total, what you need to add, you need to add this 31,000 in this tax also, right? So to how we can get this tax from this string. Okay, this 3100 we got. The same thing we need to do for this tax also, right? So that is what we will do. I'll just simply use plus sign here. Okay, so I think this will just simply wrong place. I've written formula at the wrong place. Here, buddy, here you need to write the formula. I'll add this thing. Okay, so see, since I'm adding this thing 2 times, so it is 6200, but we don't need to add this. I'll just copy the name of this text input. I'll go up here. See, the first one is this, the second one is this. Let me put add sign in between so that you will be able to see. Let me simply just change all of these. Okay, and we are good to go. Okay, see, let me have some small numbers so that we could confirm. See, 6,555, so 655. Okay, now we will just give a styling. Styling is not a big issue. I think till now you also have become expert of the styling. Okay, so done. $sign we have added. Now we just need to end with this. Okay, done, right? Styling wise everything is done. Let me make it see how dynamic this is, like calculating tax also. See, so it is working. Anyways, like number will not go like this huge. Okay, till here also, like they are, since it is in dollar, I think 20. I was like, I'm Indian, so maybe $1,000 is more. The RAM would cost like maybe 100, 200. That's $200, something like this. Okay, so this is done. Okay, let me delete from here. See, these are auto calculating. So we had made this dynamic, right? Like I thought in this video I'll cover that patch also, but I'll create a new video for that, otherwise this video will be way too long. Okay, let's end this video here. Okay, so in this what we learned how we can make this dynamic. Okay, and we learned to make all of these dynamic. We learned about some function, some text function, how we can substring a text using mid function, right? We learned about find function. So many functions we learned about. We created one collection and we learned how we can remove the last row from the collection, right? So many things we learned today. So in the next video what we are going to learn, we will just patch all this data, or we will save all this data to our SharePoint list. Okay, we will create list where we will save like this whole form data. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.